They say the third time's a charm. Hopefully it doesn't take that many. Let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another great episode of Toolbox Topic. I'm joined once again by my co-host Brandon Van Leuven. Brandon, how the hell are you?
Sweaty.
Yeah. Okay, Get Out Arizona. We're in Phoenix, and we are like on the umpteenth record day of 110 plus degrees during the day, and it's yet to go below 90 degrees in the evening time. So we get no reprieve from this.
And we
stuff.
can't get it below 83 back here either for
Right.
whatever reason. So I'll be sweating through my shirt today.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, guys. Give us a little bit of grace on that. But yes, as I alluded to, third time's a charm. This is our second time, but before we go any further on that, we're at Check Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona once again. It's where the cool kids hang out, and me. And we are going to show you how to properly maintenance and install dropper post. PNW is my dropper post of choice. Now, what happened last week when we were doing this, that end piece was stuck.
The actuator,
Okay, the actuator
was
seized on there for whatever reason. We tried to be as gentile as we could getting it out, but we ended up crushing that
That
end
thing
piece
was
a
in there
little bit.
good, man.
I was hoping, well, I'll show it to you when we actually get it. It was in there good. And to PNW's credit, Brandon contacted them, let them know what happened. They sent us out a whole new one free of charge, which that, my friends, as well as their amazing dropper post, whether it's internal or external, is great customer service and why it continues.
And I told them over there
PNW.
too, like, I'm not looking for a handout. We broke the damn thing.
We'll pay for it.
So we'll pay for it, but
Yep.
on their own accord, they send it for free, so that's solid.
Yeah, that's totally solid of them. So, Brandon, without wasting any time, and before we switch to the other camera, briefly go over what we're going to do, and then we'll do the transition. We'll get started.
Before we transition, you can see the post is already out of the frame for the sake of time. What they recommend a lot of times is to unhook the cable from the dropper. I just assume remove the lever from the handlebar, feed it all the way through to give yourself some slack instead of removing the cable. I think that's easier. I think that also saves some cable sometimes as they do fray, and you have to replace the cable. So this has always worked well for me. Just feed yourself that line through by removing the lever. Here's a lever down here where it should be up here. And that works just fine.
Yeah, and just like the handlebar tape video, which I'm going to have a link to up top, where, you know, Brandon said this was his way, not necessarily the right way, which we did have a commenter that was like, yikes, the razor blade. Thanks for the step-by-step, but they don't, they can do the razor blade. There's a couple different ways you can skin this cat. Whatever works best for you is the correct way. So we're not going to say that this is definitively, you have to do it this way. So, and then you'll see that assembly going back in. So this is going to be good. You'll see the maintenance of the dropper post, and you'll see the reinstallation, which, you know, kind of uninstall backwards, whatever.
And as far as I can tell, PNW procedure for maintenance is almost identical to the Bontrager one. A couple of different things as far as like the internals are concerned, but it's very similar. They're both set up very similarly.
Yeah, which is good. So, all right, Brandon, let's get the other camera on here, and we're going to, I got to get my glasses on.
Oh yeah, my glasses.
So I can see.
Let me clean
Brandon
my
needs to
glasses.
see. He makes a. All right, Brandon, give us a cool transition today. In 3,
2, 1.
He's done better.
So here we are. We have everything laid out already. As you can see, my dropper post is already, the saddle's already been disassembled, and I have my lever bracket here. Now, before we begin, there's a couple things. If you're doing a Bontrager one, you might as well already have these guys at your disposal. These are the actual keys that line up the post for a Bontrager one. The thing is, they're only $7.99, so might as well replace these while you're in there.
Absolutely.
Just for the heck of it, since you're going to be in there anyways. If you do have one that a dropper post that is not actuated by air pressure, which we have one today, which is yours, we're going to need a shock pump for that. If you have a real spongy post and it's not, or it's coming out very slowly and you know that it's shot, you might as well have this at your disposal as well. This is the actual canister that actuates the dropper post. It's under very high pressure. It's important to know that when you buy these, they're expensive. They're about 60 bucks a piece, and you have to get the correct one for your post. It has to match the post and the amount of drop that you have on your post as well. So make sure you're accurate in replacing this cartridge, otherwise it will not work. So those are off to the side. We're not going to need these today, obviously, because we are just going into your post and feeling it in the beginning. It came up nice and smooth. It was working just fine, but we do want to get in there every once in a while because just like a fork or a shock, we have a rubber seal here, and that rubber seal does allow grit and grime eventually to get inside the post. And just to be a good guy, you just want to go in there maintenance every once in a while. Yeah. Now, like I mentioned before, you do have a post that is adjustable by air pressure. So the first thing we want to do every time, whether you're working a shock, a fork, you're going to relieve that air pressure from the post. And yours is on top here, which is why we needed to take the saddle off. Typically, we wouldn't take the saddle off because you don't need to, but in your case, I will. I'll back up a little bit. You will take the saddle off because even in PNW's demonstration, there is a bolt up here that you would want to recheck the torque on. Okay. So on PNWs, still do that, just to give it a shot. Just take a look at it. So we'll leave the air pressure from this guy. It's about 250 to 300 pounds of pressure inside there, so that's why we want to get rid of it. And now you can begin by removing the actuator from the post. So this is where we had trouble last time. This is the part that was really seized in there really well for whatever reason. And
it specifically says just snug. It was more than snug, my friend.
It was more than snug for whatever. Maybe there was too much Loctite on there or whatever.
So what I was my fluffy ass just friggin' manhandled it.
What we ended up doing was we had to put so much torque on it that we ended up twisting that this body a little bit, and so the actuator wouldn't work anymore. But under normal circumstances, regular circumstances, what I do is put a little rag over this so I don't mar it, and then use an adjustable
crescent wrench.
It adjusts.
Crescent wrench, guys.
And now you can just undo that, and it should come off by hand. Yep. Just by breaking it free the first time, it'll come off by hand. This is all going to be stuck together still. So this is spinning freely, and now by hand as well, we're going to undo the mid cap. It's important to know that when we put it back together, again, we're going to do a hand torque, right. As tight as you can go by hand. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and now I can give myself a little bit of view of what's going on with that actuator. There it is. So two very small pins that are threaded are holding that actuator on. The best way I can show that is, so you got your actuator, the end of the shaft here, and these little pins kind of just hold into a groove and go like that with it.
Yeah, that was a very good demonstration, Brandon.
What I want to do now I know this is a good 2mm hex wrench. It's very sharp. Make sure you have a good tool for this. It's very easy to round out these very small parts. So again, I want to make sure it's seated in there all the way.
And I'm going to try to zoom in here, guys, to give you
very methodical about this.
Good view of this.
So on the Bontrager one, if you're doing a Bontrager post, I noticed that sometimes it's difficult to pull this pin out. On the back side, there's a hole as well. So if you're having a hard time pulling this out, don't grab needle nose pliers, don't pull it out on the threads. What you want to do then is go on the Bontrager one, is push the pin out from the back side. I've noticed that's been a technique that I've had to develop over a couple times. And this one's good enough right here. And we were talking about PNW a little bit earlier. Again, this is probably the post that we recommend the most. We've seen the easiest maintenance on it. We've not had any comeback for any reasons yet so far. So they've been a very solid post, and then we not alluded to, but we also talked about our customer service before, so we're very happy to recommend and sell PNW. Actually, we don't sell them, we recommend them.
Right.
People go and buy them.
Sold them.
We'll do our best. Yeah. We should probably do that because they do a great job. Our actuator is taken apart. Now, once that's out, it's very important to note that, oh, I'm forgetting the name of this right now, but this little guy is going to fall out.
It's the rod.
The rod, I guess. We want that to not fall out on the floor and get bent, so be very careful that this not come out on you, and just set that to the side. We can leave those foam rings on there because we're going to it's not going to get in the way of us removing the stanchion from the post. And so here's what we got inside this guy here now. Once again, cool thing, P&W uses, these are the keys for P&W, they're brass, which I think is super cool as opposed to the plastic ones that Bontrager has. And typically the Bontrager ones go pretty well unless you really take a hard crash. I have seen them stripped out and round out when they get enough force behind them. But this is a super solid setup. You're looking pretty clean in there, of course. Another thing that I really enjoy about P&W posts is they come with this, this drop adjustment, so you can adjust how far it drops down by, like, I think it's 0, 10, 20, something like that, 30, right. So that if you don't need as much drop, you can adjust it just by the turn of this guy. Super cool. So everything's looking good in here. It's not super dirty as we suspected. And now what I'm going to use is some isopropyl alcohol just to clean up the inside of the stanchion and the post itself. I have a low lint post here, or excuse me, low lint rag.
I'm sorry, it's not a rag, it's a towel. For anybody who's worked in food service, you never call it a rag, it's a towel.
Now be careful because these keys will come out, and it's not a big deal if they do. They just stay in place, and later on we'll use a little bit of grease to hold them in place. Right. But of course you don't want to lose them while you're performing this maintenance. A little bit of cleaning up there with isopropyl, and then again on the inside of the stanchion we're going to clean this guy out as well. Yeah.
Smells like a hospital with that alcohol.
It's making me thirsty.
You know it's bad. It's worse than friggin' Natty Light.
So along with those keys, there's these little grooves inside the stanchion. You probably won't be able to see them because they're kind of deep inside there, but you want to clean up those grooves as well as possible as well. Nice. So this is all looking good. This is all going very smoothly so far.
Yay,
I'm very pleased. Oh my God.
You just jinxed us now, Brandon.
I have all my parts out there. Yeah,
reinstalling
exactly.
it's gonna.
Who knows what's going to happen?
Us in the butt.
So,
Slick Honey.
Slick Honey. This is an absolutely fantastic product, and you don't need to buy them in a huge jug like this.
You don't, and we're going to have a link down below.
Yeah, they come in little bite-size amounts as well. Yeah, which is pretty good. And I'll just use. We're not going to go too crazy. We're going to use this on the keys. And remember, I removed that one key, so I'm going to use that. Yep. To hold it into like glue.
Now, just so you guys know, we're going to try to sell Toolbox Topic to Netflix and do a whole series centered around Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix and Toolbox Topics. So,
oh, man.
And that's a complete lie. Netflix would never give us the time of day. It would be a worse fail than some of the other crap they've had on there.
So I'm also going to play a little bit just to the inside of our stanchions here, just the front. If you just put a little bit on these, the two ends, it'll distribute itself just fine. It's nice and clean inside there. So this is looking great.
It is looking great. It's going really well.
So far, so good.
And this is what, typically this is what it should happen now. Brandon and I had issues last time with that actuator being seized, and it's one of those things where, sure, you know, that's a rare occurrence as opposed to happening all the time. But we like to bring those things up and be transparent with you so you can know, hey, sometimes this happens. Not necessarily you did anything wrong, but these things do come up and occur. So
yeah. So you saw it just took me 2 seconds to line up the keys with the grooves inside the stanchion. But we also want to make sure that when you're doing this that you align everything the way it was before. So I didn't do that. I went backwards. See, I thought that the logo went with the back, but actually we want to put the measurements on the back. So I'm glad I caught that. So now it feels nice and smooth. And now we can put the shaft back in. Note that if you take the shaft out, there are two sides. This one isn't as pronounced as like the Bontrager one, but there is a flat end and there is a rounded end. Rounded end always is to the outside. So put that guy back in there. And from what I understand, it's not necessary to lubricate this shaft.
So for you guys who are just joining us, to toolbox topic, there was a time when I would make that innuendo and Brandon would actually blush. My have the rules turned.
You can't say shaft and not go, huh? So,
we're Gen X guys. You got to forgive us for products of the 80s and 90s.
I probably should get a close-up of this groove of what we're trying to accomplish
Okay,
here.
let's see what we can
If
do.
you can get inside here.
Yep.
I should have showed that before I reinstalled this. So this is the groove, and these are the 2 pins that are just holding
See what I
inside
can
this
do.
groove
Hold
here.
on. Let me see what I could do. All right.
This is what's going on inside
Yep.
there.
Cool.
Word.
Word up.
Put these little pins back in. Don't go too ham on these guys either. They just need to be snug. Again, these 2 millimeters, I hate dealing with 2 millimeter stuff because it's so easy to round out. If you can snap them, you can round them out, especially if you don't have a good sharp tool that you're working with. So as you can see, once it stops, I'm just giving them just a little bit snug past the stop point. There it stops. And now we can reinstall the actuator. Just like that. That's all you need to do for these guys. Just give it a little hand tight. Yep. And now the mid cap can go back on. And we're going to put your drop adjuster right back down to 0
where it was. I don't need any adjustment. So, and again, I can't say enough what a great dropper post P&W is. It was about 2 years ago now, I think, 2.5 years ago, that Wyatt and Brandon recommended P&W to me because I had a bad experience, and I won't mention the company this time, although I should. If you comment on it or ask in the comments, I'll let you know. But I actually went through 2 posts in 10 months, and the second time they were a little sassy when it came to the customer service. So yeah, at that point, I'm very happy. I've yet to be disappointed by P&W, and
Good.
I have them on almost all my bikes at this point. So
good. That was fantastic. As you see, I went hand tie with this. I use a rag because my hands were just a little slippery from the slick honey, but just give it a good tight squeeze like that, and that's all it needs to all that needs to happen. Now we're going to put the air back in here. If you ever go out and buy a shock pump, do yourself a favor, spend a little bit of extra money, purchase a shock pump with a 0 loss head on here. The 0 loss head isolates the hose from the valve on whatever you're pumping up, your shock, your fork, your dropper post, and you have a more accurate reading when you're done. So P&W is going to recommend between 280 and 300 pounds. We're just going to go ahead and go up 300 pounds.
yes, we are, because I am a chunky boy. I'm not as chunky as I was a few weeks ago. I've actually lost 10 pounds on my road back to fitness.
Man, nicely done.
So, still chunky though, fluffy.
They call that more cushion.
Snooty, snotty. And no, Brandon is not Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
You're Abe Froman. Yes. You're Abe Froman.
Oh, man, guys, seriously, we love you to death, and we appreciate that you deal with our shenanigans. And we love the support, and we recently just went past 2,000 subscribers, so again, big shout out to everybody who did not see my post of gratitude. We appreciate you very much, and we look forward to crossing that 2,500 and eventually 5,000 threshold here in the next several months. So,
now, if anybody in the bicycle components world is listening, why can't we make a shock pump that's more ergonomic than this? This is unacceptable that we have to use this and then I got to hold it here. Somebody make a good shock pump for me.
for Brandon, come on now.
Yeah, at least a handheld
Right.
one. Lezine does make a beautiful shock pump that's like a floor pump, which is awesome. Also a 0 loss head and a digital gauge to it. But all these little hand ones, they suck.
Right? Gosh darn it.
I would love to, I'm a little over 300 here. I would love to have a handle that maybe turns. That would be great, something like that. Something with a bigger place to put my hand here,
Brandon,
maybe.
why don't you partner with somebody, a machinist, and there's your $1 million idea.
I need a $1 million idea bad. So again, this is the 0 loss, so I can isolate the actual pump from the post before I unscrew it. And you will hear a little bit of loss, but that should be everything coming out of the hose.
Are we effing kidding? And notice how there's still light on Brandon, and that's because I started using the studio light to give us, but I kind of like this look you got going on, Brandon.
We call this
we got
mood.
some shadow on the back. This is definitely moody.
Maybe this is what we need to do.
Yeah. Hold on a second, guys.
Are you still rolling on that?
Oh, yeah, that was completely going, but the camera wasn't on you. Maybe I'll save the audio. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Remember to put the cap back on your Schrader valve inside there. And now we're ready to reassemble the seat post and the guts. And you might want to fast forward this because this is going to be tedious.
Yep.
It always is.
So there's going to be some transitions in here, guys. I won't drag it out. But I do want to show the reassembly. Sometimes people are curious. So if you guys want to fast forward, I get it. Plus, there's a good chance that Brandon might put this together backwards and then have to disassemble. Right. Are you sure? You're kind of notorious for doing this shit backwards.
I know.
Dude.
Well, they have arrows. This one has arrows on it.
Arrows for Brandon. Good stuff. And as you're watching Brandon put this back together, it'd be a good time to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification icon. If you've gotten any goodness from this video, if it's been helpful in any way, show us a little love, like, subscribe, helps out the channel, helps out the video on our way to 2,500 subs. Also, I will tell you that if there is a toolbox topic that you would like to see, please comment down below. We are an interactive channel, and as long as it's within our means, we will do it for you. And I'll say this now, Brandon, we get a lot of people wanting us to compare a lot of different bikes, either against the Trek bikes or just in general for like the bike showcases. And I always tell them we can't get anything but Treks and Salsas, so which would be cool. I mean, if there was a way that we can reach out to other vendors and have them to send us test demo bikes, we would love to do that for you guys. Seriously, I think that would be exciting, so people aren't thinking that we're, you know, one-trick pony fanboys.
Well, that would also be a little hard because I don't have a lot of experience with a lot of the other stuff. I mean, we have customer bikes come in here all the time, of course, but yeah, I don't get a lot of in-depth or real good
That's the thrill of learning, though, man.
All right, so that went on fairly smooth for once, and I'm just going to leave this a little bit loose because we're going to put that back in the frame, and what we want to do is level this as compared to the C2 angle that you have on there, so it's always going to be a little different.
Because I actually ride my saddle level. Regardless of what anybody says, whether, you know, but that's how I'm comfortable.
And one thing I didn't do, which if you are dealing with a customer's bike or your own, check also where you are on the rails and maybe make a mark.
We did initially last week.
I didn't. Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did. It's almost all the way back.
Well, it was dirtier last week, so I knew
where the
dirt was.
Week. I think that's what you said. It's so dirty, I could see where it was. And I typically have my saddle all the way back, and this is one of the reasons why I use the Chromag saddle, because it has the longest travel front to back, and for me that works. So everybody's body shape is different. Everybody, as far as how we ride our bikes and the adjustment, is different. So
cool. We're looking good. We're
ready
to reinstall.
Let's do it. Get in there, Brandon. Don't let it kick your ass.
NARP is in the little holder there.
Right.
And now, as I'm putting this in, I don't want to kink the cables or the cable housing. So if you want to look over on this side, this is where I left the lever and the housing. I'm going to pull in conjunction with pushing in so that I'm not kinking.
Okay, remember that. You got to pull when you push.
And again, had I paid more attention before, I would have marked where your saddle height was before, especially if it was a customer. I didn't in this case. Because I get nervous.
So what do I tell you guys? I'm not sponsored by Trek, nor the shop. They charge asshole tax for dealing with me, and this is why I don't get all the cool little things. No, I'm joking.
So
Brandon and everybody takes very good care.
We'll readjust your post in a little while, along with that saddle height. This is not.
No.
That is not cool.
Oh, and for the most part, and I'm just gonna try to reach my fingers in here, so
Oh.
I know, right? I know my saddle height is roughly 2 fingers.
Yeah.
So yep.
I
So
see
you're
that. All right.
actually about, because I've always done that because that's what I grip onto
Cool,
when I
man.
clamp it in the stand. So yep. So you are perfect on the saddle height right there, Brandon.
I'll be damned.
Right? It's the little things.
That kill.
Jesus. Really, dude, of all the bands, Bush, that's who you're going to make a reference of, is Bush.
Oh man. Could have been Buck Cherry.
Oh, Jesus. Stop. Please. You're going to make me switch back to caffeinated coffee.
Oh. I guess you had your lever on this end, is that
I did.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So yes, we're reinstalling the lever right now. I do enjoy the PNW levers. So everything about PNW is not flashy, and I appreciate that because they are more worried about functionality and quality than they are flash and pizzazz.
Yeah.
So
They do give you a little bit of options to customize, like the colors of the
yeah, they do.
the little rubber pieces, which
Which is nice.
Good
It's
enough.
a little accent.
Good enough.
But at the end of the day, they're not going to win any like I-9 or Wolf Tooth awards for cool anodization or
That is true.
trick stuff like that. And again, I'm okay with that. There's never a doubt in my mind that their parts are going to work for me in whatever conditions I might be in.
Okay.
And I'd rather have that than flash.
Right on.
Function before fashion.
Everything's in. Everything now is all fine tuning
Yep.
for your fit, where you want your lever to be, what angle you want it to be.
Yeah.
I think we can cut these folks free.
All right. Brandon, give us a transition to get out of here. Cut. All right, my friends, there you have it. A pretty darn detailed, in-depth how to service your PNW dropper post, which a lot of that also transfers over to Bontrager and some of the other name brand posts. Now, we will go ahead and adjust this at some point, but not right now. We
And
figured,
this,
and you know, and that's something that Brandon, again, as he mentioned, he would mark, and that would be done for when the customer came in and picked it up. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Brandon, is there anything you want to add before we close out?
Yes, there's one last thing is that I don't know if I made it clear before that not all PNW posts have the adjustable air. Some of them do need to have a cartridge like the one I pointed out before and have that ready to go before you start doing this, especially, again, if your post is like spongy
Right.
or it's not behaving well that way. This is a great procedure for if you feel grindiness, if you just want to do normal basic maintenance on it, and it's fairly satisfying little job to do.
It is. It is. And I have multiple bikes, and as often as I ride, it's good for me to stay on the preventative maintenance, especially in some of the remote areas I go to. We don't want Paul stripping out, haha, or having a catastrophic mechanical failure that I'm not able to fix out on the trail with the tools that I take with me. So staying up on the preventative maintenance will not guarantee, but ensure that you will have a favorable ride experience, as I like to put it. So on that note, my friends, I don't know what else to add except to like, subscribe, bell notification icon. It's the trifecta we love so much here at Get Out Arizona. Helps the video, helps the channel. Links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix is the most important one. Any questions about today's video, you can obviously comment down below. You can also follow that link, contact Brendan or one of his crew. Guys, they're awesome. I love this group of people down here, okay? They make cycling, that back end of cycling, as far as the mechanics, more enjoyable with their customer service. Oh, yeah. We have links, I wish we had likes, to our social media down below if you want to keep track on all the day-to-day, Get Out Arizona, group hikes, group rides, all the fun stuff that we do. Follow us there. I guarantee it's a good time. And the other links down below are affiliate links. Make a qualifying purchase. We receive a small commission, which helps out with park passes, gas money, and coffee money. The other trifecta we like so much, and you will not be charged anything more. And again, guys, we're an interactive channel. We love your comments. Even if you disagree with us, just be respectful. I love to read those. I respond to everybody. And if you have any suggestions on a toolbox topic, comment down below. If it's within our means, we will take care of you. So, on that note, what do we say? Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards on that trail. And I have to ask,
Get out, Arizona.
Yeah. We will see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. Brandon, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, man. Ooh, that was a slick honey handshake.
That was.
Ooh, that's a good one.